COVID cases spike in Delhi and Maharashtra. Delhi reports 312 cases. Maharashtra over 10,000 cases. But the good news, over 1 million vaccinations for the second day in a row. Mamata Banerjee announces list of TMC candidates. She herself will contest from only one seat, Nandigram. Former TMC, now BJP Suvendu Adhikari says, "We will see you on the battlefield." As farmers' protest enters 100-day, crowds lessen at Delhi's borders, but support stays strong. Permanent structures replace tents. In the Ambani bomb scare case, the owner of explosive-laden SUV is found dead. Maharashtra government says the anti-terror squad will now probe the entire case. Actor Riya Chakrabarti and her brother are named in the drugs charge sheet in connection with the Sushant Singh Rajput case. Hello and welcome to NDTV 24/7. I'm Rohit Wellington. Let's begin with our top story. The coronavirus cases in Delhi and Maharashtra have seen a spike. Delhi reported 312 cases in the last 24 hours. This is the highest number of daily cases since the 14th of January. On Thursday, Delhi had reported 261 cases. Now, Maharashtra reported over 10,000 cases in the last 24 hours. 10,216 new cases were reported. On Friday, 53 COVID-related deaths have been reported in the state in the last 24 hours, and the daily case tally has crossed 10,000 for the first time since October last year. Mumbai, meanwhile, reported 1,174 cases in 24 hours. But the good news is that Friday was the second day in a row when over 1 million COVID vaccines were administered. Sohit Mishra reports from Mumbai on how many people are queuing up for vaccines in the state of Maharashtra.
After chaotic scenes on the first day, vaccination at Mumbai's BKC Centre are now working smoothly. That's encouraged people like 72-year-old Preeto Manhassis, who has stepped out of his house after nearly a year. He got a shot in about half an hour.
I was in the house for the last 1 year. Didn't go out for the last 1 year. So I said that I'll take the vaccine and then go out of the house. So I was waiting. So the minute I got an opportunity, I didn't waste time. I came for the vaccine.
Ramaban and Hitesh Kothari plan to travel out of Mumbai for the first time now that they've got the jab. Although doctors say it is safe to travel after taking the vaccine, but all COVID precautions must be taken.
हमारे आसपास में जिसकी मृत्यु हुई है उसे देखते हुए हम लोग ये वैक्सीन लेने का पहले से कर चुके थे और हम लोग को आज जल्दी मौका मिल गया. थैंक यू गवर्नमेंट.
पहले दिन जो है वो 1800 लोग आए थे, कल 3460 लोग हो गए. तो आप देख सकते हो नियरली डबल हो रहा है.
Daily vaccine shots for the general public are up 10 times in just 4 days, helped by the move many more private hospitals to open vaccine centers. Corona cases are on the rise in Maharashtra in what looks like a third wave.
While people in large numbers are reaching at the vaccination centers, the rise in COVID cases across the state is a matter of concern for the government. While the government is still trying to figure out the actual reason for the rise in such COVID cases, the sample report sent to NIV, the report of that is awaited, in which it would be actually clear that why there has been a sudden spike across Maharashtra. In Mumbai, with camera person Rajendra Dayalkar and Praveen Rohit, Sohit Mishra, NDTV.
Now, Punjab has seen exponential rise in number of COVID cases in the last 1 month and even crossing the 1,000 mark in daily cases on Thursday, with the biggest single-day spike in the last 5 months. Why is that happening? Mohammad Ghazali reports.
Bhagat Ram and Promila Sharma among the many senior citizens getting vaccinated across Punjab, and the state's vaccination numbers continue to rise. But the big worry is simultaneous rise in the number of COVID infections across the state. But why are Punjab's COVID cases rising again? The answer could lie here. A big spike in large gatherings, from weddings to schools to farmer protests across the state.
Some rise which is taking place, that surge could be due to because people are complacent. Another reason is that there are events such as marriages and other functions taking place. There also people are not following the protocol.
Another concern, contact tracing. Government data suggests Punjab is lagging behind when it comes to tracing contacts of COVID positive people.
इमीडिएटली तो हमने जो सैम्पलिंग थी वो तकरीबन 1.5 गुना कर दी है। 20,000 से 30,000 के आसपास हमारी हर रोज की सैम्पलिंग होगी। 1 मार्च से हमने रात का जो गैदरिंग्स हैं, सोशल गैदरिंग्स हैं, उस पे रिस्ट्रिक्शन रख दी है।
Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh today got vaccinated, which will dispel the fear regarding the vaccination program in the state and across the country. But much more needs to be done to control the COVID cases in Punjab, which has spiked in the last 2 months. In Chandigarh, Mohammad Ghazali for NDTV.
Let's shift focus to elections now, to Bengal first. Leaving her political rivals far behind, Mamata Banerjee has in one fell swoop announced the names of all the candidates for the West Bengal polls. Trinamool Congress will contest 291 out of 294 seats. Mamata Banerjee herself will contest from only one seat, Nandigram. The BJP's first list of the candidates is expected any time. The left has named 37, but Nandigram is still an open book.
খেলা হবে ঘরে ঘরে খেলা হবে খেলা হবে খেলা হবে গ্রামে গ্রামে খেলা হবে খেলা হবে খেলা হবে একজুড়ে খেলা হবে খেলা হবে খেলা হবে
A game is afoot. Mamata Banerjee flashing a victory sign after reading out every name on her list of 291 candidates, including her own. This is the 5th assembly election that the Trinamool is fighting since it came into being 1998. Some are labeling 2021 as the biggest challenge Mamata has ever faced. But not Mamata.
একদম না, এটা খুব সফট ইলেকশন, এটা স্মাইলি ইলেকশন। আপনারা সকলে স্মাইল করবেন সেদিন 2 তারিখে কাউন্টিং হয়ে গেলে আমরাও সবাই স্মাইল করব। এটা স্মাইলি ইলেকশন, খেলা হবে, দেখা হবে, জেতা হবে। আর হিন্দিতে হচ্ছে খেলেঙ্গে লড়েঙ্গে জিতেঙ্গে।
And she's taken the bull by the horns, fighting in a single seat, the iconic Nandigram. Earlier she had said she might contest from her Kolkata seat, Bhabanipur, which she had won last time. But the BJP dared her to fight in a single seat, and she has picked up the gauntlet.
50 women candidates, 35 Muslims, more SC and ST names than there are reserved seats. Mamata Banerjee's focus crystal clear. Also film stars who in the past she has made a habit of turning into political mascots. Today's list had Shayantika, Shayani and Raj Chakraborty. No BJP list yet after a meeting in Delhi, though former TNC leader Shubhendu Adhikari is likely to fight in Nandigram opposite Mamata. The left today named some 37 candidates, Congress and ISF none. No decision on Nandigram either.
Nandigram, you know, we could not fix up which party will contest that seat, and accordingly we have to fix up the candidate. Up to 9th of March, nomination is to be filled up.
We'll do it.
Today is 5th.
21, Mamata Banerjee says, is a lucky number. And the 2021 elections, a smiley election. What's more, preparations have started in a way for 2024 and Delhi Chalo as well.
Let me wait for 21 first. 21 is always my lucky number, and you know that my all the movement, it depends on 21st. So let me first get this 2 to 1 and then over and then Delhi chalo baad mein pehle to Bangla sambhalo usko baad Delhi chalo.
With Jiggy Shankar, Anirudh Tripathi and Saurav Gupta, Monalipa Banerjee, NDTV.
আপনি শুধু নন্দীগ্রামে দাঁড়ান আমরা চাই ঘোষণা করেছেন, স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি। লড়াইয়ের ময়দানে দেখা হবে, আর 2 তারিখে গণনার দিন আমরা সব আবির সরিয়ে গেরুয়া আবির ওড়াবো।
Now to Tamil Nadu, where the ruling AIADMK released its first list of 6 candidates, even as it continues seat-sharing talks with BJP and other allies. But there is no breakthrough yet in the seat-sharing talks between the DMK and the Congress. Sam Daniel reports.
A climb down by the Congress in Tamil Nadu. But the DMK is driving a hard bargain. The Grand Old Party is asking for 27 seats now. That's 8 less than its earlier demand. Elections are being held in 234 seats. It has turned down the DMK's offer of a Rajya Sabha seat after the assembly elections.
We are for a Congress is for fighting for the respectable number which can keep the cadre's morale, the cadre very high, and we are very sure that they will also realize, because there is a need for the consolidation of the secular forces in Tamil Nadu.
In 2016, the DMK missed the opportunity to capture power due to poor performance by the Congress. It was given 41 seats, but it won just 8. Now the DMK doesn't want to take yet another risk, particularly after the Congress debacle in Bihar. DMK, which had earlier offered 18 seats to the National Party, sources say is willing to offer a few more. Party sources also say they have new allies this time to share seats with, the VCK and left parties. One of them, CPI, given 6 seats.
I don't think this alliance, this ideological alliance, is going to break down or is going to go down the road just because there is a tiff over a few seats. Whatever it is, we are very confident that it will be ironed out between us.
There is also speculation that the Congress is exploring the third front option under Kamal Hassan, though both sides wouldn't confirm. Seen as a tacit message that it is in control of the alliance, the ruling AIADMK today released its first list of candidates, even as it continues seat-sharing talks with BJP and others. Chief Minister EPS would contest from Edapadi and OPS from Bodhi Nayakanur. In Chennai with Suresh, Sam Daniel, for NDTV.
Assam Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal will contest the assembly elections from the Majoli seat, the BJP said on Friday while releasing a list of candidates for 2 phases of the 3-phase election. Health Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, widely known as the key BJP strategist for the Northeast, will contest from Jalukbari, a seat that he currently holds. The other big story, in a major twist to the mystery of a car filled with explosives found near industrialist Mukesh Ambani's Mumbai home, the reported owner of the SUV was found dead on Friday. Hiren Mansukh, a 45-year-old man, was found near a creek near Mumbai. That's according to the police. The Maharashtra Home Minister has said that the anti-terror squad will now probe the entire case.
जिनके कब्जे में वो गाड़ी थी मनसुख हिरेन, हाल वो उनके मालकी की गाड़ी नहीं थी, उनके कब्जे में थी। वो मनसुख हिरेन की बॉडी आज सुबह थाना में मिल चुकी है मुंब्रा में। उसकी पूरी जांच चालू है। बॉडी का पोस्टमार्टम करके उसके डेथ की वजह क्या है उस सब डिटेल मालूम पड़ेगा। पूरी टीम, एक टेक्निकल टीम उसका पोस्टमार्टम करेगी और ये पूरे जांच की जवाबदारी हमने एटीएस को दी है।
हमारी गाड़ी 8 दिन पहले चोरी हुई थी। समय समय जैसे पुलिस वालों का फोन आ रहा था तो हस्बैंड इंक्वायरी के लिए जा भी रहे थे। वो पूरे दिन वहाँ बिठा के रखते थे, रात दिन पूरे फुल कोऑपरेट किया पुलिस वालों के साथ में। आज मीडिया में जो न्यूज़ आई है तो पुलिस वालों ने जो बताया कि उन्होंने आत्महत्या की है, वो कभी सोच भी नहीं सकते ऐसा। और ये जो उन्होंने उनके बारे में जो ये अफवाह उन्होंने फैलाई है, बहुत गलत फैलाई है। क्यों इसकी इंक्वायरी तय तक होनी चाहिए। ये मेरा सच तक जाने का मेरा एक है कि और हमारी पूरी फैमिली पे इस पे इफेक्ट हो रहा है।
The Narcotics Control Bureau on Friday named 33 persons, including actor Riya Chakravarti and her brother Shovik, in a charge sheet filed before a special court in Mumbai in a case related to the death of Bollywood actor Sushant Singh Rajput last year. The document of nearly 12,000 pages has statements recorded of more than 200 witnesses. The NCB began the probe following the death of Mr. Rajput last June. It had arrested both Ms. Chakravarti and her brother under various sections of the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act. but they were released later on bail. Of the 33 accused, 8 are still in judicial custody. The Income Tax Department searches at the premises of Anurag Kashyap, Taapsee Pannu and others that started on Wednesday morning ended on Friday night after almost 72 hours. Taapsee Pannu's boyfriend Matthias Bo, who is a coach to some Indian athletes, tweeted to Sports Minister Kiren Rijiju about quote-unquote unnecessary stress back home after government officials raided the actor's properties for alleged tax evasion. Taapsee's boyfriend also received a sharp response from Union Minister Kiren Rijiju, who asked him to stick to his professional duties. Matthias Bo tweeted, "Finding myself in a bit of a turmoil, representing flag of India for the first time as a coach for some great athletes. Meanwhile, IT department is raiding Taapsee's houses back home, putting unnecessary stress on her family, especially her parents. Kiren Rijiju, please do something." Now, this is what Sports Minister said. "Law of the land is supreme and we must abide by that. The subject matter is beyond yours and my domain. We must stick to our professional duties in the best interest of Indian sports." Now, the farmers' protest is entering its 100th day at Delhi's borders. With harvest season fast approaching, there is a worry that the numbers could be dwindling. NDTV's Meher Pandey and Manoj Thakur visit Singh border to see if that is indeed true and how the movement has adapted and what their plan is going forward.
A 100 days of protests. The seasons have changed, the bitter Delhi chill giving way to an unseasonally warm March. Yet Jagdish Singh, who runs a car seva langar at the Delhi-Haryana Singhu border for the past 3 months, has been here from the very beginning. Men, women, children have come and gone. Others are now settling in for the long haul.
सर, आप यहाँ शुरू से हैं और शुरू में आप कह रहे थे कि बहुत लोग आ रहे थे, रोज वाले लोग आ रहे थे जो बदलते रहते थे. अब लोग कौन से आ रहे हैं, कितने आ रहे हैं?
अब लोग यहाँ जो उनसे पक्के रह रहे हैं ना, अपने पक्के जैसे ऐसे गाँवों में लोगों ने पक्के मकान बना लिए, घर रहे हैं ना आपका, यहाँ भी लोग पक्का काम कर रहे हैं. कई छन्ने बना रहे हैं, पक्की टीन पा रहे हैं.
Gurdarshan Singh, who grows baja and potatoes in Kapurthala, Punjab, has replaced his tent with a semi-permanent structure made of plywood.
पता नहीं ये कितनी देर चले, साल चले, 2 साल चले, तो हमने इसको परमानेंट बना दिया है. तो इंसुलेशन भी किया है इसमें ताकि गर्मी से भी राहत मिले. एसी के लिए भी जगह छोड़ी है, वो भी लगाएं. तो हमने वैसे तो सोलर का भी प्रबंध किया हुआ है.
Bhupinder Kaur, a paddy farmer from Fatehgarh Sahib, Punjab, who has been at Singhu with her entire family for the past 3 months, has even entered her children at the local school.
सारा परिवार ही आ, 2 बच्चे आ, घर वाला, मेरे डैडी भी आए आ. बच्चे भी स्कूल लगाते, परसों करवाती एडमिशन.
The protesters are steadfastly opposed to the 3 laws which they think will lead to a loss of their guaranteed support price, the mandi system, even a loss of their land holding. They will not leave until the laws are repealed. The fast approaching harvest season is another challenge. Avtar Singh from Fatehgarh Sahib explained how villages across Punjab and Haryana have set up a shift system so that farmers can share the work of the harvest and maintain a consistent strength at the border.
गांव में जो पार्टी बनाई हुई है, कमेटी बनाई है, किसान फार्मर कमेटी, वो हमारी ड्यूटी लगाती है और वो जो लोग यहाँ आ जाएंगे उनकी जो पिछली फसल है हम लोग संभालेंगे. कम से कम जो आता है 1 वीक के लिए, 7 दिन या 8 दिन के लिए आता है.
The crowds here may look thinner, but the people that remain are here for the long haul. The movement generally also seems to be changing in strategy, with farmer leaders campaigning in far-flung pole-bound states. The movement is adapting but has not diminished. With Manoj Thakur, Meher Pandey for NDTV.
In some other news, Myanmar authorities have written to Mizoram government to detain and hand over Myanmarese police officials who have fled and crossed the border. Myanmar handed over a list of 4 cops who they claim have fled and entered Mizoram. Mizoram government has confirmed that about a dozen Myanmarese nationals have taken shelter in the border areas. Officials have confirmed that 6 of them have claimed to be from Myanmar police. They have fled after they disobeyed orders from the Myanmar military to take action against anti-coup protesters. Well, that's a wrap on this bulletin from the entire team. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.